Hi guys, I wanted to talk about a watchdog.org article. That's the DHS shuts down aerial surveillance on the border. So that's the U.S. Department of Homeland Security quietly shut down Operation Phalanx, an aerial surveillance program that intercepts drugs and illegal crossings along the Mexican border. And furthermore, it was fully funded by Congress in 2000 or up till 2017. I'm not actually sure how that works. If, you know, the money was earmarked effectively for this, but now that it's canceled, what happens to that money? So, we'll, so maybe some money is saved. I'm not sure, but then it seems kind of, this is a pretty important program, so even if we do save some money, it's probably not worth it because we're then gonna have to reinstitute a supplemental program, for Trump, and Trump's gonna ramp things up on the border anyways. So, but anyways, as we can continue on here, down here it shows you that it's kind of suspicious that they're not responding for requests. So if this was like, say Trump wanted to shut it down anyways because he had some other program or something, some other way of deciding this, well, this kind of brings that theory down because they'd probably be commenting it to explain that. And also, Breitbart, the CEO of Breitbart is Stephen Bannon, so the fact that they're reporting on this, and it's directly from the watchdog.org, and they seem to be against the shutting of that program down. Uh, that kind of tells me that this is to hinder Trump once he gets into office and open up the borders as much as possible before Trump gets into office, which I honestly think comes down to the Democrats view this as a way to give votes. They're hoping that, you know, this will bring in more legal people to that can then gain citizenship eventually, and they have families, and some of them have families here, and this whole and they gain friends, and so then you get like a voting block of people that are voting to keep their friends and family here. And it can actually cross, racial lines. For instance, if a white person has an illegal friend, that white person might vote to, for the Democrats or something who want to give them citizenship. And even though that might not be the best interest of the country. So, in my eyes, this is all about, the vote count. And hopefully, I view it as dangerous to get rid of these kinds of programs because we've seen Syrian illegal immigrants cross the border before. They might have been terrorists, maybe not, but um, not every Syrian illegal immigrant's gonna be a terrorist, but if you let enough of them across, some of them will be. So I am not a big fan of this, and it's basically, in my eyes, telling ISIS, come on over because the border is open. So it's pretty unfortunate. Hopefully, we don't get hit by a terrorist attack because of this. We've been pretty good at defending them off so far. So, and hopefully, these people don't eventually gain citizenship because they're breaking the law. And we should focus on bringing in limited amount of immigrants that actually contribute to society, not just at the lowest levels, but at some of the highest levels, fill jobs we can't otherwise fill. And illegal immigrants, oftentimes work off the books. They work below minimum wage, and you know, Americans will work these jobs that they say Americans won't work. It's just that they expect minimum wage at least. And the thing is, if say farmers can't hire uh, enough American workers because people don't want, Americans don't want to do the job for the price that's being offered. That's the market at work. That's where, there is a certain amount of supply of labor, there are a certain amount of jobs, you know, the job is requiring certain things from that labor. And so they have to pay a certain wage for the to bring in enough people, create enough of a pool of people that want to do that job. Like if people just refuse to do the job, they have to pay more money. But this is a way of artificially lowering the price by bringing in all of these illegals. And honestly, the visa programs that temporarily bring in a bunch of workers and stuff. That's also to some extent class warfare, but it's a little more understandable. But this is dropping the wages of the poorest people in our country. And it's taking jobs away from the poorest people in our country. So um, it's kind of unfortunate. So anyways, I'll post this article and the Breitbart article in the description. If you have any ideas for future articles or future videos for me, something you want covered, I can take suggestions and look into whatever it is, whatever the topic is, and come up with my own opinion on the matter. So, um, otherwise, the next one I'm probably gonna do is about the Native American issue with the North Dakota pipeline, about those protests. So if you want to like or and subscribe, either one, feel free to do that. I'm not editing my videos too much or anything, but um, I put some thought into my content. I'm all about the content, and none of my opinions are really just opinions to be opinions. I try to think these things through. So um, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys later.